Hey, what's going on? It's Go JJ Go, and we have another exclusive Forward Focus for you. Now check this out. So we've been interviewing influencers, entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs. That just means you do a lot of stuff well, right? At once, different athletes, fashion designers, all the above. We would not be 62 plus year in the game without leaving September without having our featured force National Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So for those who have just heard of sickle cell but don't know what the disorder is, don't know how it impacts our community, can you give us a little information on why we're recognizing it on a national platform in September, but also we're going to get into your foundation. So a little bit about sickle cell.
Well, sickle cell is a blood disorder that affects not only African Americans, but people of Greek descent, Latin, obviously African American.
Right.
There are white people with sickle cell disease and sickle cell trait.
See, that's a myth. A lot of people think it's a black person thing, right?
We're predominantly that it affects.
So we have a higher rate of carrying that gene.
The trait. The sickle cell trait.
Okay.
Disease. So I have the trait. My twin brother had the trait. 1 out of 8 Black Americans have the trait. Wow. Black people, period, have the trait.
1 out of 8 have the trait.
1 out of 8 have the trait.
Wow.
So it's very prevalent. About 18% of NFL players have it.
My goodness.
So it's a well-known thing,
right?
But a lot of people don't know exactly what it is and how it affects you. So sickle cell education is what we focus on at the As One Foundation, and that's what we want to continue to promote: sickle cell awareness.
Absolutely. So when you say 1 out of 8 has the trait, and then also when you talk about what's the percentage of NFL?
18%.
So 18% of Black NFL players have it. So a lot of people who are watching the interview this might be the first time they've ever heard of, and what do we call it? A disorder? Do we call it
a blood disorder?
It's a blood disorder.
It's a blood disorder. Sickle cell is a blood disorder.
Gotcha. So how do we, let's get informed together. How do we get sickle cell? So if you have the trait and me and you hug, which I think we should do at some point. So me and you hug. Sorry, because he told me he had a twin, and I said, do you have a triplet? Is there another one? Well, I didn't, but this is good right here. So let me ask. That's how JJ flirt real awkward. He already know it. So, educate us. So we share a glass of water, and now give us some information on how it's.
You are born with it.
You're born with it.
That's how it is. You can't catch it later on in life or anything like that.
Got you.
When we first found out about the sickle cell trait, we were freshmen in college at Florida State.
Y'all were playing ball.
Playing football. And the only thing they told us about it was make sure when you're ready to have a kid that your mate doesn't have the trait as well.
Oh, because you have
a greater chance of having a child with the disease.
Got you. Okay, so how does that work? Is it also like a recessive thing? Like, you know how sometimes if your grandfather had something, it will skip somebody?
Well,
do you know how it works genetically?
Well, genetically, it's passed down. So I think it's like 1 in 4 chance. Each kid that you have, if 2 parents have the trait, that your child can have the trait. I mean, the disease. The disease. Yeah.
Got you. So when you all found out, when you all were freshmen playing ball, you all found out about this blood disorder. What kind of information, what type of resources were available to you and your community at that time?
Truly, that was it. Just talking to the doctor at the time, or PA, and she said, hey, when you're ready to have a child, make sure that your mate doesn't have the trait as well. That was it. So we later learned after my brother passed, due to physical overexertion during football practice, during mock drills in the off season, that it can affect a whole lot more.
Got you.
Elevation, dehydration, and not properly knowing yourself, your status can really hurt you.
Is there a certain blood type that is more prone to?
I don't have the answers on that one.
Absolutely.
But I know with us of melanated skin, we have a way higher chance. Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you, before we get into your foundation, if there's somebody out here right now that, before even getting a resource, if they even just want to know, how would they know if they have the disorder?
Get your blood tested. Get blood tested. Everyone who was born after 95 probably have it in their drawer somewhere. You gotta ask your parents.
Okay.
Because it's mandatory for everyone in the States to
check
for the sickle cell trait. And usually when the baby comes, a whole bunch of other stuff is happening.
Right.
And that paper will come in and it probably goes in a drawer somewhere.
Okay.
There's no follow-up. There's no more information. And usually something happens and oh yeah, baby, you know your uncle had that, or it runs in our family.
Gotcha. And that's how Black people, that's how people of color pass information.
Yes.
And your uncle did have to go to the hospital. They was saying something.
Yes.
Our paperwork is under the mattress somewhere, and Big Mama know kind of what her brother. I think
our people are destroyed from a lack of knowledge.
Yeah, and it was a lack of knowledge. We passed things. Some of it was like shame. We didn't. Some of it was like not admitting to a weakness. Like, ain't nothing wrong with your blood. That's you all right. Your uncle had it too, and your uncle was okay. Right. That kind of thing could be another reason why we're behind in understanding. Because maybe if different races understood that if I mate with this person and my children. Not saying they chose differently. I'm just saying we had no knowledge to even decide. Right. To even decide. So if somebody's there right now, so he already said new school, 95. If you 95 in that way, that means some kind of, there's a digital record, there's a medical record that you probably already have that you don't know of. Yeah. And even if you have it, whether or not, even if you are from this country, not from this country, like different people record keep different. And some people don't understand how to read records as well too.
Go get your blood tested, go see the doctor, get educated about yourself and what's going on in your body.
Is this test something that you can get? So people under 95, y'all go get blood tests for STDs. Like that's what y'all get blood tests for. Like that's what I know, because our cameraman, he before 95, and he get STD tests 2 times a month. That's just how he lives. That's the life. He said 4 times, throw up 4. That's just,
there you go.
That's the life he lives. But if you don't live, if you ain't on Derek level, right? He said, nah. I'm like, again? He like, I need more blood done. Sure. So if you, so is it the same? So a lot of people listening are familiar with the process of like going to get blood work for a specific sickness or like STD.
Just ask them.
Just ask them.
Are you doing that same thing?
Just ask them.
Can you test me for sickle cell trait as well?
Well, if you've never asked them before, is there any indication in your blood without asking? Like if you were getting a blood test for something else, would it be like a certain cell count though? Could they see it if you don't ask for it?
No.
They can't see it. You have to ask for it. Okay. So check it out. A lot of, with the different plans that came out during the pandemic, a lot of you could probably get the test for little to no money. There are different resources available for, so it's not like a big money test, right? And then a lot of your insurance, you don't know unless you ask. They might cover it for little to no cost. So another resource that you have, if you or somebody you know already has a disorder, is your foundation. Tell us a little bit about your foundation. Eyes One Foundation is the name of the foundation. Okay. It started with 2 young boys from the Bahamas having a dream and a goal of making it to the NFL and giving back to our community. Wait a minute, from the Bahamas, because you just said giving back to the community. Don't skip over that. Because he was telling us now that he said giving back. He laid back. I went somewhere else. So how do you say, what were you saying? Bahamian? Bahamian, the long A. The long A. Derek was saying that's the long A. So Bahamian means from Bahamas. From the Bahamas. So 2 dreamers, 2 athletes? Athletes. Come from a long line of athletes. My cousin was the first Bahamian to win an Olympic medal. Oh my goodness. 92 in track and field. Okay. He won the bronze medal. He went right here to University of Houston. And so it's just in your lineage. Yeah, just champions. 3-time Olympian as well. Oh my gosh. University of Houston. So we had to follow through and follow suit. That's incredible. So you all, in honor of your twin. Yes. Were you all identical or? Identical twins. Identical twins. So yeah, we moved here when we were 13 years old. Went to high school in Fort Bend, Sugar Land, and became some of the highly recruited football players in the country and in the state. And did y'all ever play professional? Yes. Okay. So my twin brother passed our freshman year. After that, I transferred from Florida State to Washington State. Oh, he passed young. Yes. Oh, wow. 18 years old when he passed. Wow. And the worst day of my life. Never thought it would be
be sitting here without him brother right now.
For sure.
And you know, after finding out all this information, if we would have just had a water break, he probably would have still been
like the basics, just like the basics. Yes. So, and that's why knowledge is so important. Yep. How can anybody that's watching right now get resources or get connected to your organization?
You can go to asOneFoundation.org. You can find us on all platforms, social media platforms, As One Foundation.
Gotcha.
And we're right there. You can find out all the information that we're doing.
Perfect.
The events that we have coming up. We have the Darling Dash that we have every year here in Houston.
Right. Why is it called the Darling Dash?
It's my last name, Darling Dash.
His last name is Darling.
Darling.
When he came in here and adjusted his muscles, he winked and said, "You can call me Darling, darling." I said, "I'm done." I said, "I'm out of here. I got witnesses in That's cap. But the Darling Dash?
Darling Dash, yes. It's usually the third week in February every year. And it's at Stewart Park.
Yeah.
And come on out and have a good time. You can early register right now. I think February, I have to see what weekend it's on this year.
Right. But it's important for you all to put that on your calendars early on, just because a lot of dashes, a lot of races, a lot of charitable walks happen in that first quarter of the year. So it's important to at least put it on your radar, especially if you're just hearing about it. So give us how we can stay connected one more time.
AsOneFoundation.org, and you can find us on all social media platforms, As One Foundation.
Perfect. And real quick, what kind of services, charitable, either donations, what kind of resources can be, for anybody listening, what kind of help or support do you all, does your foundation offer?
We give a lot back. We have Operation Hydration. I just came from Booker T, Washington, talking to the football squad there. We were out at TSU on the walk today. So it's a program that we have that preaches hydration as a preventative method to athletic-related deaths and everything else.
Education is everything, and especially when you have, I mean everybody, but you have young men that aspire to be where you've been. Them getting a pamphlet that says drink water versus them having you coming in there educated, handsome. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading a teleprompter. It says educated and handsome. It's been said on the teleprompter. Listen, you coming in being somebody that they look up to, somebody that they would like to grow into.
Right.
Of course, the foundation has several other resources, but on top of that, too, having representation, somebody that looks like them and someone who has walked the walk and have been in all the seats that they want to be in, that's huge. Like, that's the difference between them actually taking heed to the information and not.
Right, for sure it is. It helps a lot. So, you know, just having the experience, I definitely want to inspire and continue to educate and motivate young people.
Absolutely. Well, this is Go JJ Go, and I am here with
Devard Darling.
Devard Darling. Hold on, I had I had a blink. I had something happen when he said Darling. I think my last did something. Devard Darling. And tell us the foundation name again.
As One Foundation. You can find us at asOneFoundation.org.
This has been your Forward Focus. Peace.